This is a short video to talk about how to use charts in Excel. Now I'm sure that many of you will have expert knowledge in how to do this. Any of you have come across spreadsheets, sophisticated spreadsheets like Excel or Google Sheets, or there are many free Office suites available as well. Many of them are excellent and have excellent spreadsheets included. So I'm sure what I'm going to do here is old hat to most of you, but I'm just going to run across it just in case someone feels a little left behind in terms of spreadsheets. And what I'm going to do specifically here is just show how to draw some simple charts using Excel. So if you are adept at doing this, by all means turn it off and do something else. For those of you who want to stay, welcome, and let's deal with it. So I'm going to take a set of numbers, and here I've got some fictitious numbers for car sales, and we'll say the car sales are in the UK. I've just got a list here. The last one here, I'll just click on it. The last one here is Volvo, and after that I've got count. I just simply wanted to work out how many different types of car make or manufacturers do I have. So I did a little count. I'm counting from B4 to B17, B4, which is here, down to B17. So the count command or instruction tells me how many I've got. I also wanted to know what the maximum was, so I just worked out the maximum and I worked out the minimum. I'm actually not going to use these. I was just curious myself to see what the maximum and minimum were. So in the data set I'm going to use, I'm going to run from BMW down to Volvo here. So that's the extent of the data set. Now, to insert a chart is very straightforward. We'd simply go to the insert button up here, click on it, and it gives us charts over here. There are various types of charts we can pick. I'll just pick some at random and just discuss how to put them in. So I'm going to first of all highlight the data I want, which is this data here. I haven't highlighted that. It's the easiest way to do it is I'm going to click on columns here just to start, and I'll pick 3D columns. I can pick any of them. The best thing to do when you have an assignment or a submission of some sort is find the one that you like best, the one that you think does the best job for you, and use it. There are many different types, and I can't go through all the different types, so I'll just go through some standard ones. So I'll click on here, and it opens up this. And I also have got here is the different manufacturers along the bottom and the values here on the vertical axis. I can make it bigger, of course, by stretching it. If I do change one of the figures here, let's change the Volvo figure, this one at the end, and say this figure was wrong. So I've got 46,000 here, so let's just change that up to 86. So the figures were inaccurate, let's say. And when we change it, there you go. The column changes automatically. So it does this in real time. It checks the data source and adjusts automatically. So that's one type. I'll just pull it over to one side, I think, for the moment. Just put it over there. Let's go back, and you can pick a pie chart. There are different types of pie charts we could look at. Pick this one, for example. It's standard, so we've got the different sizes of the segments of the pie representing different manufacturers. um, which is good. The problem is that if we have a lot of manufacturers, as we have here, the colors tend to become very similar. If you look at over here, for example, this one and this one here and this one here, not very clear. In fact, that would be a difficult chart to use because it's not clear. So we'll just delete that. Let's go back over and highlight our figures again. And let's go back up and see if we can find a better chart. There's an exploded chart. This is that one. We have 3D pies. These ones just simply aggregate the smaller figures and keep the larger ones. Again, possibly useful. Let's have bar charts, and we'll have a 3D bar chart. What this does is it shows the manufacturers on the vertical axis and the amount of sales along the horizontal axis. We can of course change the colors as we want up here. It's yeah, it's useful. You can change the style by just clicking on different functionality up here. It doesn't. It's not sophisticated. It doesn't do very much other than illustrate the data, which is the job it's attempting to do. So, by all means, have a look at that one. It's a question of really working out which one best suits your requirements. What is it you're trying to do? So let's go insert. There are other charts we could do. There are all sorts. A bubble chart. I'm not too sure what a bubble chart is, but that's what it looks like. Don't think it's very useful, so we'll just get rid of that. Insert again and go back to charts. Have a scatter. We could have something like this, perhaps. Just raise it up here for a second. That's a possibility. We can change the colors if we wanted to. It doesn't do very much. We could put in the manufacturer with it, but it becomes very crowded down here. It's difficult. We can't see it. So if you're submitting that for assessment, it wouldn't look very good. That's not relevant. That again is very cluttered down here, so again not useful. That doesn't identify who's who, which manufacturers have done anything. This one does. It gets rid of the figures, but again we have got a lot of congestion down here in terms of the data, so unless you wanted to stretch it out significantly and try and separate them out, it does show Ford as the leader clearly, and shows Rover as probably the lower end, but there are several smaller producers: BMW, Mercedes, Volvo, Toyota, Honda, Citroen, Fiat, Vauxhall being next to Ford according to this set of figures. But it depends. So it really depends on what you want to do, what your figures are, what the assessment you're working on, what sort of illustration. But that's how you would insert a chart into your work. Having got it here, it's a question just of cutting and pasting, and it'll insert straight into your Word document or into a presentation if you're using PowerPoint or some other presentation package. It should just clip in, copy and paste. So that's all we're going to deal with here. That's how to work on charts in Excel. So let's leave it at that and say thank you for watching.